I did it. I did it. I made it work. If everything looks like chaos in here, it's because it is. I spent this morning busy doing some stuff, and so I was a little bit late getting to stream, but I made it. And my computer got stuck in a boot loop with the latest Windows update, and I knew this computer's having some trouble and it's gonna be going soon. That's why I got the secondary one to at least give me something to I can produce content still for the next little while. But oh buddy, I've been fighting with it for probably 4 hours. So, if you made it, welcome. I got a haircut. That's my new haircut. This turn on? Oh, there we go. Hello. Hi. Hello. It's all cut on this one side and there's the back. Oh. Oh boy. Yeah, absolute chaos. Absolute. The fact that my background looks a lot better than it does right now normally is actually like a thing of not actually possible. So, welcome back. We're back. This is the shit show now. It seems accurate for what I just dealt with today. Um, thanks for coming. Hi. Hello. Whew. I'm just giving myself a minute to breathe. In news, Creator Clash for YouTube is back. Cool. I'm looking forward to that. I'm actually currently looking at chat from different screens. I don't think I can really show you much right now because I've only gotten to work with one screen. When I plugged my other screen in, I lost my screens. So I've only got one going right now, so I have a little bit less ease of access to show you guys, so I don't think I'm going to show anything on screen right this very second, but thank you for making it if you made it. Whew, I'm in like the biggest track pants I've ever owned. I need to put some more hot water in my tea because I haven't had anything to drink since I started working on this. I can't believe I managed to get this to work. I'm not even convinced I understand how um I got it to work. But hey, welcome to Tuesday. I hope as everybody has had a wonderful weekend. I hope you guys enjoyed the video that you got that I put out just so something would have been out for you guys today, since I didn't think I was actually gonna ever be able to make it. Because I've got like a little beater PC, which is like a little $200 thing that I've been using for editing. And that's why you guys have actually gotten edited videos at all. I had my earrings in and everything, took them out. It's not Wednesday. Come on. Don't mess with me. It's Tuesday. Yeah, it's Tuesday. It's Tuesday right now. Come on, give me a break. I'm having a rough day. um, has anybody seen why people are so upset about gas stoves right now? I guess there was some kind of ban or something on them. I don't know. Something about global warming and people being like, "No, I must use gas to cook my food." And it's like, a microwave does just as well. People get upset about microwaves. People think that microwave food is like somehow not as good for them. That is not true. Um, that's microwaving as long as you're doing it properly is just as good, and your food will taste just as good as long as you're using the right material and you know what you're doing. So, use the right material. That's true. The world is in fact not flat, so there is such a thing as time zones. This is true. I was told that I got my hair cut and I look more feminine than I did when it was long. I think that's hilarious because it makes me assume that I look like one of the Moffats or something. Oh. On the plus side, I was working on scheduling some streams and I was worried that I wasn't going to be able to do them, and now I'm not so worried. If I look a little bit goobery, I also had a shower while I was waiting for the PC, so I am goobery. Time zones exist, allegedly. I'm reconsidering my position on time exists also because I'm still pretty sure it exists. I just don't think that it looks, or I don't think it exists in the way that we understand it. So I'm not convinced time is linear. I'm also not entirely convinced that time isn't solid. It might be. I mean, it's kind of bendable, so it might be a flexible solid, but I don't know. I'm not sure. I mean, we can see its effects on things, and we can see how it interacts with things like gravity, but we don't really have a very good grasp of what it is on a whole. But that's what you get. Chesh is my awkwardly cute guy friend. Oh, thanks. Oh, thanks. God, what a day. I am hungry. I just want to go to the bar and get some pub food and like 3 drinks. I'm getting stressed out. I want to eat and drink. Gas stoves oxidize and create carbon monoxide in the air. As long as you don't run them excessively, the harm is minimal. Yeah, I think that's part of the problem is that it's humans have a bad habit of doing everything in excess. Why are we like that? I don't know. I'm sure there's a reason. Because we're selfish jerks. I don't know. So, first off, I need to know what your favorite bar food is. First off, I know we're slow to start today. I apologize. My brain is turning back on to streaming mode instead of like, why? What is wrong with my computer mode? It is also right at my feet right now, and I can't really. Yes, gas stoves can also bother asthma and such, and cause asthma and such in excess. So, I need to know what your favorite pub food is. So if you go to, you don't have to like be a pub crawler. You don't have to drink. I want to know about your favorite like appetizers. Do you guys go to the bar? If you go to the bar, when you go out, do you go and get wings? Because I love Cajun dried rub on wings. So, so good. Um, I also really enjoy like a Rickard's Red or like a buffalo chicken with like butter franks. So good. So tell me, like, do you guys like quesadillas? Do you guys like veggie quesadillas or do you like buffalo chicken quesadillas? Buffalo chicken. I mean, I would take a veggie buffalo quesadilla if I could get like the veggies tossed in buffalo, like spicy. Ooh. You guys like spicy food? Got food on my brain. To be fair, you can buy pub food at the grocery store. I can. I did work once upon a time. I worked at a bar kitchen, and so I do know how to make the majority of most pub food. Bruschetta bread is really good. Um, the one that I'm probably best at making is anahitos. I love anahitos. Love anahitos. It's basically just spicy cream cheese and whatever else. Spicy cream cheese and pub mix cheese, which is just like mozzarella and jack or like cheddar, and then just rolled up and then thrown into bake and then cut into pieces and then you dip it in sour cream. And like I like to put onions in it. You can put like shredded chicken in if you want. You can put like whatever in it if you really want to. Right now, yeah, I'm saying words. Just words. Words and shit. You don't want food to be painful. That's fair. I do enjoy me a little bit of spice. All right. So let's now that I have brought myself a little bit back to reality. Hello, welcome. Oh, I haven't seen you live in a while. Hi. How are you? Okay, oh, also, updates real quick. Provided that everything remains functioning. Um the scroll at the bottom for both Debate Hub and Dumbfeck Friday have been updated. So they will say like so the patrons and the member names have all been updated. So if you don't see your name on there and you're new, that's either my mistake or you missed the update time. And it will be updated again probably in like 2 months. I pretty much do it every either 2 months or every 3 months, I think is what I'm scheduling for. So sorry, did I say three? Yeah, every third, every quarter, whatever. Every couple of months it'll be updated. So keep an eye on that. I hadn't been able to update it for the longest time because it just kept getting like I was so busy and it just got pushed back, pushed back, pushed back. So now it's updated now. I'm gonna stay on top of it. It'll get updated every 3 months or so. Yes, this is my new haircut. Huzzah. I was gonna come on and look all flashy, but no, just chaos. The ensuement of chaos. I don't even know if that's a word. All right, so I had some stuff for you guys to talk about today because I was also like, what am I gonna talk about today? I don't fucking know. Um, the Dungeons and Dragons stuff has been mostly pretty quiet. Like for the most part, they did do a tweet that I was like, uh, but like it wasn't that bad. It was mostly just the social media manager opening messages, and then it had a picture of Tiamat, and I'm like, I really don't know what if you want to associate yourselves with Tiamat right now. Um, but yeah, I digress. There have been people who have been getting like threats and like attacks against their family and stuff like that. That's bullshit. Nobody should be doing that. I don't know how many times I'll have to say it, but I'll say it every single time if I have to. Nobody should be receiving like death threats or dox threats. Doxing is bad. Threatening people is bad. Don't do that. Don't do that shit. So, all the D&D channels now do Pathfinder videos. Well, I do think some of like the chaos is starting to settle down though, so that's good. They did come out with a trailer, and all of the comments underneath the trailer on Twitter, like the tweet about the trailer, is just like, could you focus up here? And a lot of people are just lamenting in the comments about how they were excited to see this movie and then they're not going to get to, or they don't want to because of what's been going on. My reason for covering it as much as I did, and my continued coverage of it, my thought process around it is at the very least, um, I don't think the original OGL was good in the first place. I don't think the new OGL, there's anything in the new OGL really that could not have been implemented under the original OGL. Um, there's a couple of like things that are legalese in there that I don't think any lawyer worth their salt would let their client sign. I also don't think that there is I don't think Wizards is I don't think this is in good faith. It doesn't read like it's in good faith. There's not specific language and it doesn't come off as good faith. Maybe that's just me. I'm not a lawyer. This is just the way I'm reading it. And maybe I'm biased at this point. I don't fucking know. But I don't. I have one pet peeve through this whole thing, legal jargon aside. I do not like that it seems to me and it comes across to me that Wizards is trying to say that they own things that they don't own, and that they're doing you a favor to give you access to something that you always had access to. and that includes utilizing the original OGL. So that's kind of where I'm focusing my attention and part of the conversation. But I digress. I haven't seen anything like terribly crazy coming out from them in the past 2 days, I guess, 3 days. Since we covered it last, Luis, who was on Calamity for anybody who watched Critical Role Calamity, which I loved, is going to be doing a live play of Dragonlance. So if I don't know if any of their stuff is actually going back to Wizards, but I see no reason to not support third-party creators throughout this. So I wanted to shout that out because that's exciting. For anybody who doesn't know who Luis was, he was the one playing Xerxes. He was great, fantastic, loved every second of it. Oh, I do want to show you guys this. I wonder if I can. Hold on, let me see if I can. I really want to share. I really want to share this with you guys. I want to see if I can. I'm gonna try and screen share. Okay, so patience with me for just a moment while I try and get this cropped and set up properly because I didn't think this is gonna be tricky. So you guys aren't gonna be able to see what I'm doing while I'm doing this, but bear with me. We will crop to. Ugh, that's a bit of a yikes. Okay. I don't know if this will work. Okay. 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 And ta-da! Oh, it kind of worked. Okay, just a second. I can fix that. Ta-da! Okay, that works. Okay. That's something. So I got this thing here, and I wanted to show you guys this because this is hilarious. This is a Moldvay. Anyway, this is they've been posting like Renaissance art, and as an artist who didn't go to school for art, I absolutely 100% missed out on like studying Renaissance paintings, and like seeing all this art, and I wanted to show you guys a zoom in of this. We'll skip the naked lady because the naked lady's gonna get me in trouble. But look at the responses of these guys. Like this guy here, this guy looks. I love every second about like the way these guys are reacting to this naked lady. Huh? Oh, this guy right here. Hey, what? Hey, stop that. Shazam! I love it. I love it. They're anyway, I thought that was great. So I definitely recommend checking out some old Renaissance paintings, and get yourself some old Renaissance reactions. Yeah, some wizard stuff from before. We covered all that stuff from before. It's just still in my bookmarks because I haven't gotten it. Haven't done it. I didn't go over what Critical Role said, but I thought this was a pretty good response. I don't. There's other people who've gone over this. This is almost all. This is all D&D stuff. Oh, there was this talk about that Wizards copied Talon and Claw and like their design for when they released Adam. When they sent a bunch right before all this happened, they sent a bunch of creators a like Dragonlance box, or they sent them like a DM box and it had a DM screen, and Talon was like, that looks awfully familiar. I don't know how true that is, so it's just something they claimed. Oh god, AI art. Okay, I will talk about AI art eventually. Eventually, I will have a conversation about AI art, but it is not this day. I did ask people on Twitter before to let me know what they thought and sort of give me their process on whether or not it's good or bad. Short answer is I don't think using AI art is really the problem. I mean, it's problem because you're encouraging the use of this thing that has a problem, and the problem is in the training and the overall the way it functions, like the way they come about. That seems to be the main problem. I need I need this, and I need from me. I'm sorry, I'm looking for something because this was one of the things that I wanted to cover. Oh, it was a retweet from a while ago. It's gonna take me a second. Okay, that's not gonna. I'm not gonna be able to find it this way. Okay, well, I guess I'll just scroll while I talk until I come across it. I did one of those things that was like, hey, like this tweet and I'll answer all these questions. So I figured today would be a good day to do that. And I didn't pull it up ahead of time because I wasn't thinking. I was just like, hey, my computer started working. Let's just go live anyway. Screw it. What's the worst that could happen? Oh, Atheist Alliance International updates. So, that's happening. They finally had their meeting. Before their meeting, Shirley, whomst you do not fuck with, made a tweet asking if some of the questions that they, like, hey, how are you handling this? And Lawrence Krauss answered because Lawrence Krauss was going to be the mediator, kind of the chair of the discussion, sort of like the guy with the gavel, to help like direct what was going on. And yeah, that he answered her by saying, well, I hope you'll be there to answer questions. And she had said this with a screenshot of AAI emails and about like the problematic shit. And it's like, did you not read what she said? Because this 100% reads like you didn't read what she said. And how do you expect the people who are banned and who have left the organization due to the corruption to be able to ask questions at a meeting you have to pay to be a part of? Oh man, I want a waffle. I'm gonna get a waffle after this, maybe. No, I'm not. I'm gonna make pork and rice. Vegetables. It will be good. So I'm still scrolling. It's gonna take me a little while to get there. It was a while ago that I said I was gonna do this, and I hadn't succeeded in doing it yet. Bear with me. Bear with me. Yeah, old art was risque. Kobolds ate my baby. I did not see that they're doing that. That's really funny. Updates are key. Updates are what killed my computer this time. Woe is me. Oh wait, was that it right there? Oh my god, it is. Well, I'm here since I was looking. This is what Shirley had said. So Shirley had said, "Dear Lawrence Krauss, I never thought you would remain as part of a racist and fraudulent atheist organization. I am Shirley, the spokesperson of atheists of Latino America, and I would love to speak with you before your appearance tomorrow. Can we talk?" With this email attached to it that says, "The bogus AAI general meeting tomorrow, at which you will act as facilitator," that's the word I was looking for, is in fact a cover-up of very serious wrongdoings. You were appointed to the AAI Advisory Council by a bunch of unelected charlatans and frauds who had no authority or mandate to appoint you to anything. They have recently admitted, despite repeated denials over many years, that they were never elected. They argue that there should be no accountability or consequences on the basis that they think they would have been elected had they submitted themselves as candidates. 'Cause that's how that works. These people have a reference number, a reference link. These people have never had the authority to arrange votes or convene general meetings, nor do they at all on behalf of, nor or do anything at all on behalf of AAI. They are still refusing to answer questions from their own members about these events. There is no motion before this meeting to deal with any of these issues in any way. What you are the facilitator of is a cover-up. Shirley said what she said. Lawrence Krauss responded with, hoping your group will be at the meeting tomorrow. Huh? Did you just not read any of this? Krauss, we are no longer affiliates, so we are not allowed to assist. They didn't invite our 6 Hispanic groups during 2 years in a row. That's why we disaffiliated. Please send me an email. I will forward it to the organizers and see if you can be invited. Sorry to hear this. Thank you to try. I appreciate your efforts to try and let our Hispanic groups participate, but as you see, they have refused to hear our voices. Dude! Are you kidding me? This is... Nope. Nope. That's a whole lot of nope from my end. I don't want nothing to do with this. Shirley is great. We stand Shirley in this house. Yeah, sorry, this stream is gonna be a little bit offbeat, guys. I'm sorry, it's not up to my regular quality. Oh boy. Boy. I tweet too much, also. That makes this a lot more difficult. Initiative was super cute and fun. I definitely recommend watching that later if you have time. Or now if you have time. Maybe my singing will bring him back on key. I don't know. I doubt it. Oh, I was considering working on like a little mini side project, and I know I have like a bajillion of those, and I should probably fucking stop doing that. But considering the situation involving the OGL and the usage of characters in particular, so like the Wizard's trademark, I was thinking about kind of putting together like a little mini compendium of non-specific gods and their relationships with each other, and like in a pantheon that anybody could just use. And just be like, here, pantheon. And like just kind of building like a little like prime deities, or like major deities, minor deities, progenitor deities, or with like maybe with a tag that says that they're a progenitor deity, and then like demi deities, and like set that up for usage, and then like set up some nondescript planes of existences and kind of how they function a little bit, so people can use that for either their home games if they want, or for their streams and worlds if they want, because it'll be open source. Hell, write a book on it if you want, I don't care. If you do write a book on it, don't forget me, please, when you're rich. Thank you. The hell is this? Oh. Oh, I forgot I was working on that. On the plus side, since my computer does seem to be functioning, hopefully when I shut it down properly, not before I copy all of my files over and create an additional save state. Hopefully. Hopefully. It'll function tomorrow. I do not have a debate hub plan for tomorrow, though. I apologize. I'm not sorry. I just didn't have one planned for tomorrow. It was one of the ones I left open just in case some nonsense happened. So I do not have a debate hub plan for tomorrow. I do have one, however, planned for the following week. I think it's the following week. I have to double check. Stephen Granati's coming back. And he's wonderful, and he's been developing a video game, so he's going to come on and promote his game and come and talk to us about video game development. So that's going to be a whole lot of hella fun. Maybe I should have searched some. Maybe I should have tried another search term. Cause like it was me retweeting Jeff Holiday. So maybe if I go into my interactions, oh, I wonder if Twitter will let me search that. Let's find out. Twitter, I have too much of my like stuff is tied up in Twitter, and I need to get rid of that because like this site could go down tomorrow. Let's see. No, because it's not from. Oh, mentioning these accounts. Oh, maybe that. From me mentioning Jeff. Oh, what the hell is? Oh, I gotta go find Jeff's Twitter. Jeff, what's your handle? Hef. There he is. Oh, it's Jeff Holiday Real for anybody who cares. God damn it. What? Oh. There we go. There is no way I have not. Hmm. So much of my responses to Jeff are just like one word. Uh. Uh. Hmm. 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 I told him he was gonna cosplay as Tim Pool. Oh God. Shit. Let's try one more search function before I give up here. Let's try that. Oh, except oh yeah, okay, that'll work. No, from me, please. Man, I'm so bad at this. Oh wow, I found it. Wow. Goddamn, I did not expect. Look, I found it. This is what I was talking about. I said it looked like it was fun, so it's got 19 likes on it. So we'll go to 19, and I'll just do this right the hell now because why not? So let's zoom in. Boop. Cool. One. It's okay. One like for one opinion. Furries. What's my opinion on furries? I'm cool with furries. Tell me how to get into your market, furries. I want to do art for you for money. Please let me in. K-pop. So I have one K-pop band that I like. They are called. Is blowjob one word? I think so. Um, sorry. I have to lean over to see. I guess I can just put my glasses on. Let me. Ugh. My old lady string. There we go. Oh shit, I can see. Cool. I popped in. What am I working on? I'm not. I got my computer to work. Hello, I made it. I am very late, so I figured I may as well just come on anyway and just be like, ah, fuck it. I got this thing that I said I'd do a lot while ago where it's like give your opinion for the number of likes you get. We got 19 likes on it, so I'm going to go 1 to 19, which is furries, K-pop, LGBT community, abortion, non-binary identity, pizza toppings, polyamory, cam girls, Ukraine, family, police, gun laws, human gene editing. Favorite films, he, him, lesbians, Joe Biden, non-fungible tokens, Taiwan status, and free speech. Yay. So yeah, that's what we're talking about. So number 1 was furries. What are my opinion on furries? I want to do art for them. I want them to pay me to do art for them. Let me in. Let me into your community, furries. I don't know how to get in. Please. K-pop. I have one band of K-pop. I have listened to some BTS, and I did enjoy them. I have listened to Baby Metal, but I don't know if they count as K-pop in particular. But my favorite band is of that variety. I don't know if they're technically considered K-pop or not because I'm not that familiar with the scene. Is Bump of Chicken. Bump of Chicken is definitely one of my favorites. So, okay, LGBT community. I got friends, technically part of it. I think like any large number of people, you get assholes. I think with any as soon as you get within a certain like it depends. I take the word community with that with a grain of salt. What like mostly because like I don't go to like LGBTQ specific book clubs, right? Like I also don't leave my house, but I don't know when you say community what that entails. Like if you're talking about like political movements, yeah, I'm for that. There really shouldn't be anything. I think a lot of the problems that people have with LGBTQ people living life are silly. Um I think that the majority of concerns that people have are boogeymen when it comes to be like against LGBTQ people. I don't know why anybody cares about what other people are doing with their lives when they aren't harming anybody. So I really think it should be a non-issue. However, I will add in that I do think that any community that is that big is going to have assholes in it. And I think that any community that is that big is going to have a hard time policing itself. And that you're going to find extremists in any group that large. So I wish for the best in that regard. It's hard to handle, especially when you're doing any kind of movement. It's difficult and it's gonna be a rough time for everybody. But I'm pro any individual LGBTQ plus person to live their life and be who they want to be and not be bothered about it by other people. I saw this girl one time with a furry waistbands, I guess you would call it, and oh, I can't even tell you why, but it was doing it for me. And without it, she would not. Yeah, fair. Fair enough, man. I think most people are actually a little bit more furry than they think they are. I mean, cat girls, man. Who doesn't like a good cat girl? Okay, abortion. Medical necessity. I think access to abortion will help and access to more sex like if you want less abortions, you need to not make abortion illegal. Um I also think that if you I find that the conversation about whether or not abortion is murder misses the mark, because you're not really going to change someone's mind too much about whether or not they believe a fetus is a baby, right? The way to have that conversation with somebody like that, you might change somebody else's mind, like about that if they're on the fence or whatever. But if you're like talking to like staunch people, like you're talking to Kevin Sorbo, who's like abortion is murder, you, then sometimes for the sake of argument, you might say, okay, let's say it is. Whose life takes priority? And I think that's the line of questioning you could go on to and have a maybe a more meaningful conversation, because that's what it comes down to. Is the priority of the potential life of this child more important, or is the currently living person's life going to take priority? On top of that, I think that there's something to be said about um the number of like why I think you can't make it illegal also is the number of variables that have to be taken into consideration for each individual situation. And because the variables are so vast, like what kind of life is this child going to have, or what kind of life is this parent going to have, and what is this child being born into, being taken into consideration in these cases. The results are so vastly different depending on where you are, who you are, your economic status, yada 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 yada, etc., are so great and so vast that you're not making it illegal. Is that you're making a blanket decision for everyone, and the variables are too great for you to do that. So I think it makes more sense to make it legal and then educate people better and have conversations with people about it and maybe encourage them not by protesting and calling them awful, but by having more social programs and things like that. That's my opinion on abortion. Um, Also, I've never had one, if that matters. Although I'm not gonna lie, sometimes my period feels like I fucking got one. Not that I have any real frame of reference for comparing, but you've seen some of those slug babies, man. I could have sworn one of them had a face. Ugh. Fox girls? Fox girls. I do like me a fox girl. Sorry, I'm just catching up on chat. You guys are over here right now. Yeah, I mean, when I say potential life, I mean it is possible that the whatever you're considered, the fetus may not be viable. So that's why I call it potential life, not in that it's not alive or not a human, because that's not the part of the argument. You can't, you're not having that argument right then. So you're agreeing that yeah, you're killing something, yada yada yada. But I'm saying that it's a potential life because they haven't been born yet, so therefore they might not even make it that far. Um, I know for a fact that if my mother's religion at the time, I would not be here, but there was no option for her. Yeah. Yeah, I find that that's something that gets thrown back at people. It's like, well, what if your parents aborted? And it's just like, what if they did? Then we wouldn't be having this conversation. I don't know what to tell you. So what? Then you wouldn't be alive. Yeah, and I wouldn't even know about it. That's not a threat. 5, non-binary identity. I mean, yeah, I don't have a problem with it. Identify however you want, and if you don't want to identify, don't. I don't really identify myself very hard. I don't really take a strong line one way or the other. I call myself a guy and a dude all the time. Um, hey, what up? It's me, your boy. I don't put a lot of stock into that be like making up a part of my identity really at all. I find my half the time the goblin avatar is just treated as a goblin and doesn't have a gender. So I personally don't tend to identify very hard one way or another. Um, Okay. Pizza toppings. I mean, put whatever you want on pizza. It's pretty malleable. You can kind of make whatever you want on it. As for what type of pizza I like Canadian, which is bacon crumble and mushrooms with pepperoni and cheese. It's like, yeah, I do like mushrooms on pizza. I love mushrooms on pizza. I also like if you have like garlic spread because some places will let you add on things that go underneath the tomato sauce and it's like a brushing. If you can get like an Italian brushing underneath the tomato sauce or like garlic bits on top, like not like chunks of garlic, but like garlic seasoning on top. The pineapple versus pizza debate. Okay. So I it's hard to do pineapple and pizza well. So most people when they've had pineapple pizza, they're getting it from like Pizza Hut or like Pizza or like a chain pizza place. If and so it's not fresh and the pineapple is like canned pineapple. It's the same problem with olives. They're not fresh. So if you want to shit on pineapple pizza, at least have tried like good pineapple pizza, like properly made, came from the like fresh, isn't like the little falling apart things that have now infected all of the cheese. It's still not something I would pick. I don't get pineapple on pizza, but I don't hate on it because it's if you have it done properly, it's actually not that bad. Um, Italian sausage is good, but I don't get that very often. It is good though. Pineapple pizza from Pizza Hut is good though. Where are you? Don't dox yourself, but where are you? Because I've never. Okay, I also hate Pizza Hut. I do not like Pizza Hut's pizza. I don't like Pizza Hut at all. I don't know why. The only thing that I've ever liked about Pizza Hut is like sometimes their crust comes out really good. And that's about it. The rest of it is like I don't want anything to do with you. Like I would rather have pizza. Place called Twice the Deal Pizza that exists in my locale. It's in southern Ontario. I don't know how much it's everywhere else, but Twice the Deal where I am, it tastes like cardboard. Like I, their wings are okay, but like not great. But the sauce is passable. But their pizza is just like it tastes like it got stale before it showed up. Okay. Next one is polyamory. I think it being illegal is stupid if it is where you are. I think the same thing that I think about everything else. I don't care what people do with their lives if they're not hurting other people. I mean, part of me doesn't even care if they're hurting themselves. If you're hurting yourself and nobody else, eh, I don't know why that would be my business if that's what you want to do. As long as you're cogent and making decisions and people have given you the opportunity to do whatever it is that you feel like you need to do. If you're not hurting anybody, I don't care. It's none of my business. So yeah, I'm all for polyamory. Um Open relationships don't bother me. I've had conversations while I've been in relationships about having open relationships and I've been fine with it, but the other person's never been. Polyamory is more than one person in a relationship. So three-way, but relationship-wise. They also don't have to be sexual relationships. I think that's a misnomer that I think people get. Maybe I'm wrong about this because I'm not caught up on the majority of the terminology. I recommend asking Cirrus. Cirrus would get the terminology right for sure. I think he's live on Twitch right now, by the way, if anybody's interested in going and checking him out. No, they weren't. Smitty. Were they fine with you being with girls but not guys? No, actually. They were just very much like people that wanted to be in a relationship with one person and wanted to be monogamous. So it wasn't like a girl guy thing, which was nice. Um, but yeah, I don't think. Oh, I live on the west coast of Canada on a little island. If I want something, I have to make it myself. Oh, west coast. This is okay. Yeah, yeah, I got you, got you, got you. Hey, Michael, good to see you. Welcome. We're looking at this thing. We're on Cam Girls. What's my opinion on Cam Girls? You do you. If you, hey, I do it. You're making money. Do your job. Why I like Cam Girls. Cam Girls are great. I don't have very many. I don't watch any. Now that I think about it. I mean, I guess it depends on how far you're gonna push Cam Girls. I watch like streamers that are notoriously like voluptuous and like to show their titties off, but Persephone I've been watching. She's great. But I haven't watched any of her like show my butthole content. But yeah, I don't have any problem with that. I think it's ridiculous that people think that they're taking advantage of men because men have no self-control, I guess. No impulse control. I am a girl on a camera. Hello. Oh yeah, yeah. I wouldn't call a weird isolated cult polyamory. Sex cults are definitely not cool. Want to be a cam girl? Be a cam girl. Not gonna say a word. Yeah, yeah. If people want to be, yeah. Do what you listen. Do what makes you happy and do what makes you money. If you can do both, even better. Ukraine. Fuck Russia, man. Through this whole thing, like, what the fuck? I I also don't understand why people are so against giving support to Ukraine. I also understand that like the geopolitical sphere is very complicated, so sometimes helping directly is not as simple as it might seem or as you might think it should be. So I'm a little bit sympathetic when it comes to that, but I don't understand people who are like, "Nah, just they should just be part of Russia." What the fuck? No, no, no they shouldn't. If they don't want to be part of Russia, they shouldn't have to be part of Russia. Props on the amount of the internet that went out of its way to like the anonymous part of the internet going out of its way to support them and give them a bunch of information so that way they could succeed and do as well as they have been. Also, very impressed to be honest the way they've been able to carry through this. Family. If you like your family, you're one of the lucky few. Good for you, and I hope those relationships stick. If you don't like your family, fuck them. I don't. I'm not the type of person who really. You can pick your family. You know what I mean? Once you get to a certain point in your life, you can start making those decisions and building up a support system to allow yourself to make those decisions. I I think there is something to be said for if you've spent a lot of time in your life as part of a family, those relationships are there whether you cut them off or not. They're either going to be part of your history or part of your future. I also like to say that hey, when it comes to stuff like that in a relationship that you want to have or don't want to have, nothing has to be permanent. So if you need to cut your family off for any type of like reason or you're going through something or whatever, you can excuse me, you can always like allow them back in later. It doesn't have to be permanent. You get to control your own life and who you talk to and who you hang out and at what rate. So you can like cut your family out without cutting them out entirely, or you can put like hard boundary lines and they ought to respect those boundary lines. And if they don't respect those boundary lines, you've got to decide ahead of time what you want the consequences to that to be. But to do that, you need to decide what you want, right? So I mean I like my family well enough. My sister's a lot of fun. My mom was over earlier today. We had a grand old time. Ate some spin dip. Um, my dad's great. I don't see him very often, but part of that is my fault. I need to message him actually. I was supposed to see him over Christmas, and there was a snowstorm, and we haven't seen each other, so I gotta send him a message after I'm done this. Um, my mom's husband, love him. He's great. Um, my aunts and uncles on my mom's side, because of the ones I see. I don't really see my dad's side aunts and uncles. My mom's side aunts and uncles are wonderful people. They are always well meaning. I don't think I've ever seen them being like purposefully malicious or being mean at all. So I love all of them. They're all great. And I pick and choose when I get to see them. Right, so I don't get to. Sometimes I see them more often. Sometimes I don't. And if there's an event and I'm not feeling up to it, I don't go. Um, so I am one of the lucky few when it comes to family. When it comes to that, police. Fuck the police coming straight at the underground. I'm not convinced we need police. At least in the structure that they currently exist. I am not convinced they are necessary in society. I don't know society requires enforcers of this variety. Um uh yes, the mounted police in Canada have some serious problems when it comes to like hazing and abuse within their ranks. The OPP are tend to be like police have a really bad habit of going on power trips, and they have a really bad habit of being the I had no other options when I graduated high school, so I decided to be a police officer. That's not all of them by any means. That is just something that I've noticed. There used to be, I don't know if it's still the case, so you'll have to fact check me on this because it might not be correct anymore. That the when you do your testing in Canada to be a police officer, there is a minimum and a maximum. They won't let you in if you're too smart. So that should tell you all you need to know about the police. Oh god, what are we arguing about? Some opinions about policing now. We may need to professionalize the force and make a needed a degree attached to it. I think the police, as they are, probably need to be abolished and rebuilt from the ground up into something that is not an enforcement squad. I think they need to be focused in social work and not crime fighting, and not the antagonists as they currently at least as they currently are. If you had a group of people that were like, "Hey, this is all you're highly trained in social work and psychology, and it's your job to go out and help," and then increase money and training and numbers of firemen and um, ambulance. Oh my god, paramedics. There we go. Holy shit. Paramedics. Um, More resources into there, police getting dumped entirely and rebuilt and retrained for either violence response, um, but not crime fighting. I also think like a lot of driving laws are nonsense though. I don't think speed limits are inherently a good idea. I think in some locations they are, but uh, okay. I got gun laws. I mean, in Canada, they're pretty fine. I've seen some new stuff popping up that I'm not 100% sure of, but up until this point, I haven't really had a problem with any of them. So, as for America, Bro, I don't know what you guys are doing down there, but Jesus Christ. I don't know. It seems to me from my conversation with Egghead and Jeff Holiday a few months ago, last year, it seems to me that there's not very good enforcement of the laws, and it's going to be hard to add new laws, so maybe start with making sure things are enforced properly and then go from there. Maybe that's a starting point. I'm not 100% sure. I don't think there's an easy answer to that problem. All right, calm down, you weenies. Human gene editing. Oh boy. um, I there are some very obvious potential problems, particularly when it comes to gene editing, when it comes to eugenics. Um, I think that it makes sense if you can eliminate like a genetic disease that is going to kill you. I'm not talking like Down syndrome. I'm not talking about like autism or anything like that. I'm not talking about something that makes you colorblind. Although maybe getting rid of color blindness might be good. I don't know. I'd have to ask colorblind people. Um, but I'm talking about things like this is a genetic disease and you're going to die from it. Um, I feel like there probably shouldn't be anything wrong with getting rid of something like that. Yeah, see, Ziggy makes a good point. People should just drive the speed limit or go with the flow of traffic, and that's part of the problem. The fact that you have to make a decision. Um, if you get rid of the speed limit, particularly on a highway, people will drive at the speed that they're comfortable with, and then you'll have a fast lane, a truck lane, and a slow lane. So people who are driving slower can be over here, and people who are driving faster can be over here, and then everybody's comfortable at the speed that they're driving, and they can pay more attention to what the fuck's going on. They're less distracted by looking for cops. Fucking traffic cops. Fuck traffic cops. You're a traffic cop. Please stop being a traffic cop. Nobody likes you because of your job. I'm sure you're a lovely person. I'm sure you personally are a lovely person. But traffic police I think are just like like especially since they can basically trap you and shit. It's also inherently unsafe. Traffic stops are generally like ain't good looking. Statistics bad. All right, favorite films. What have I watched recently? The Kung Fu Panda movies are god tier films. Um, I do enjoy me some Disney Renaissance, although of course everybody knows they're problematic. The Emperor's New Groove is a lot of fun. I like The Legend of Vox Machina is out. Not a film, but season 2 is out. This is the best representation of dragons I think I've ever seen put to cinema, film, TV. Uh, this is the best representation I've ever seen, like visually, of a dragon. Dragons plural. So props to them. That's amazing. Um, films. I feel like I mean I really liked Back to the Future. I love the Mummy movies. The first two specifically. Anything that's got Brendan Fraser in it, I'll watch. Um, but if you're talking about like just for, I really like Demolition Man. Demolition Man was hilarious. I like old school I like old bad Sylvester Stallone movies, stuff like that. I enjoy. I like Demolition Man. I like what's the other one called? Judge Dredd, the old Judge Dredd movie. That was great. Um, that's the kind of stuff I like. I really like campy movies. So I enjoyed Blood and Chocolate. I enjoyed Riding Hood, the Little Red Riding Hood one. It was so bad. It had Gary Oldman in it. I love Gary Oldman. So if you give me a Gary Oldman movie, I'll probably like it. Hey, Red, I get to see. I don't know if they were D&D style dragons. Because they did not use the same visual representation particularly. Like the one that's easiest to tell it on, look at a black look at the ancient black dragon in the monster manual for 5th edition, and then go look at a picture of Umbrasyl. Umbrasyl is the name of the black dragon, the one that's got acid in Vox Machina. The green dragon as well, actually, you can really tell. Even the white dragon, if you can like if you side by side them, I don't think they're very accurate visual representations of the way the game is. And I think that they did that on purpose. Also, I did hear, by the way, that they have copyrighted Essek, the character. So like that was back in September. So that's cool. So we might be getting some animated Essex stuff. I have seen Repo the Genetic Opera. It was fantastic. Loved every minute of it. I didn't like the Ender's Game movie very much. I found it was kind of forgettable, and I didn't really have it. Although I didn't dislike the direction that it went in, it didn't hook for me. Maybe that was a me problem though. Inkheart I did enjoy, but that is also a Brendan Fraser movie and it's got Paul Bettany in it, so I mean, sucks to be me. I have not watched the Netflix Pinocchio. Not yet. I don't know if I will. I don't know if I'm gonna have the patience for it. Have I told you guys my theory about fresh cut grass from Critical Role? So Sam Riegel is playing a character called FCG, Fresh Cut Grass. And Fresh Cut Grass is a automaton. He's a warforged. He's a little cleric warforged. And I am convinced he's basically made Pinocchio. And the names of the characters in Disney's Pinocchio are Cleo, Figaro, and Geppetto. So Figaro, Cleo, Geppetto, Fresh Cut Grass, FCG, Figaro. Come on. I am convinced. I am convinced. I mean, I like Star Trek. I mean, I don't dislike Star Trek. I like or Star Wars. Star Trek. What are we talking about? Star Wars. I like Star Wars. I like Star Wars well enough. It's a good time. It's a romping good time. I'm not like a super fan or anything like that. I like Stargate. Stargate was fun. Jason and the Argonauts. Oh my god, the old school Jason and the Argonauts movie. Fuck yes, give me that shit. That shit's amazing. I love the original Jason and the Argonauts. Like with the really bad CGI Skelly-mans. I don't know, adult movies? What are adult movies even worth? Wait, hold on. Is The Mummy a kids movie? I don't think The Mummy was a kids movie. I'm pretty sure I had trouble buying it when I was in high school because it was like rated 18A or something. Wait a minute. Hold on. Hold up. I am currently, by the way, setting up a nerd out about media and psychology next month that will have Bearded Heretic, whose field is psychology, as well as Chris Shelton, whose field is psychology. And listen, on this channel, we're all about bringing people together. Does the automation have a moral component that alters its body? It does not alter its body. However, FCG does have he they're playing a cleric. So the automaton is a cleric pulling healing magic from somewhere with a death mode. I'm pretty convinced he's like they're learning about a soul and becoming a real boy. I'm convinced it's Pinocchio. Battlestar Galactica. I didn't watch much Battlestar Galactica. I did enjoy Andromeda when it was out. I did get confused though. I definitely got confused. I watched a show when I was a kid called Lex that I absolutely should not have been watching, or at least not allowed to be watched in my house when I was young, and I just kind of snuck it in there. I don't know how I managed to do that. I watched Farscape. I loved watching like the old A-Team. So like the A-Team, like when Kit, like Knight Rider and stuff, that era of TV show. So when I was a kid, I watched a lot of those. Um, uh, the A-Team was absolutely my favorite. When that movie came out, I did enjoy it. It had like a lot of the flavor of the old school stuff. There were a couple things that were off, but you know what? I was not thinking about it. I was like, I'm here to have a good time. I am not here for anything else. Um, Lex was so bad. Yes. Yes, it was. Yeah, I haven't seen the new Mummy movie either. Listen, if it doesn't have Brendan Fraser in it, I'm not interested. Alright, what else we got here? He, him, lesbians. You do you, boo boo. That's my opinion. I don't care how people identify, and I don't care who people sleep with. As long as everything's consensual and you're happy, go be happy. I'll go hippy dippy and just be like, free love, man. Free love. Yeah. Joe Biden. Can't say I'm a fan. Um, I think the Democrats are kind of holding the election hostage by saying, hey, vote for us or else. And to be fair, the or else is pretty bad. But like I feel like they couldn't even do shit when they had control of the house, and that's like that was their time to shine, and they couldn't do it. So disappointing to say the least. Ooh, patching Linux. Good luck. Have fun. I need to switch. Computer troubles are a bitch. Who remembers a TV called Jason of Star Command? I don't know. Non-fungible tokens. Fuck NFTs. They're stupid. They're ripe with fucking scams. They don't work. Nonsense. Taiwan status. I don't know anything about Taiwan or its status. I'd have no opinion. The people of Taiwan should be able to do whatever the people of Taiwan want to do as long as they're not harming anybody else. Same as everything else. Free speech isn't what a lot of people think free speech is. I think free speech absolutionists also don't understand what free speech is. So I really don't. Hey, Eggy, good to see you. I mean, I like that people shouldn't be punished by the government for criticizing the government. I think anything other than that would not be a democracy, and anything other than that ought not exist. Other than that, I think there's a whole lot of confusion about what free speech actually is and what it entails, and everybody's wrong 24/7 all the time about it. I was having computer trouble, and then I fixed it, so I came live to just do a quick hangouty chat and do this thing that I promised to do months ago. When did I promise to do this? In the summer. July 28th is when I said I would do this. So yeah, I got 19 likes. So lucky me, I don't have to talk about cancel culture. I am willing to give you guys here. I'll give you guys the link to this. If you guys wanted me to, oh, I can't even do that from here. Never mind. Fuck you guys. If you guys want me to answer one of these, I will. These are the ones we did not look at, or I did not answer. But because you guys were so lovely and came to hang out with me after my stressful day, I would love to hear comments down below about how stressed out I sounded at the beginning of this stream. Because I was like, it wasn't like that bad, but it's snowing in Texas? Ooh. Well, I hope you're safe. Congratulations. Enjoy your snow. But yeah, I'd be willing to. I would like to hear how stressed out I may or may not have seemed from early on. Is there anything on this that you would like me to talk about? Including cancel culture, I guess. But these are the ones. I'll give you guys a minute to read it. Taiwan is like Ukraine was before they got. Oh, wait. Oh, okay. Talk about number 30. What was wrong with the computer? It did a Windows update and decided to stop turning on. Decided to stop functioning in totality. It just got stuck in a boot loop. So it took me about 4 hours to fix it. I'm not sure if I know how I fixed it. I'm pretty sure I just went to some BIOS settings and set them to default and then just kept turning it on and off again until it worked. Hey, Rez, thanks for rejoining. Okay, so let's see what we got. We got talk number 30, hentai and porn. I want to be paid to draw it. Pay me money. I will draw many dicks of any length and boobies. I did. I fixed it. I got it. I did it. I persuaded my computer with a natural 17 plus my charisma modifier. Being naked. Which number is being naked? I don't even see being naked. But I'll talk about being naked. I think we should I think people should be naked more often, and I think people need to stop over sexualizing the human body 24/7. And that being naked's really not that big of a deal. Clippy's Dark Soul be floating around inside Windows updates sometimes. Clippy has come for us all. By the way, Liddy, I was just sassing you on Twitter. I know you were trying to be helpful. The snow won't stick. Temperature is above freezing here, so it will just melt overnight. Well, I hope it doesn't freeze on you, because that can happen. At least it happens up here, like all the time. So I hope that doesn't happen for you, and you're nice and warm and toasty and cozy. How much do you draw the final? How much to draw the final scene of Mice and Men? Except it's Georgie holding a phaser to Data while he cuddles a dead spot. I could do that. You're looking for a scene. Yeah, we can discuss the cost of that because I'll need to know what style you want it in, and I'll need to know whether you want it colored or not. Because we're talking like a scene with and whether or not you want a background. So we're talking about a scene with 3 characters. So we're probably looking at 4 hours worth of work minimum at $30 an hour. So $120 probably for something that complicated. Provided that you want it like actually like more comic book style. So what's this list? This list was post it, and for the number of likes you get, these are the ones you have to answer. So we got 19, so we did 1 to 19, and then I was just allowing chat to pick a couple if they wanted. No matter how naked you get, no one lets go of a security blanket. No one wants to be stuck cold. Yeah. Annual polar bear swim is in February, so that's next month. Yeah, for sure. Get back. Hit me up. You guys have any more of these you want? I am super pro transhumanism. I talked about that the other day, actually. Give me robot legs. I want robot legs. Please. Does laser eye surgery count as. No, you're not getting an implant. I am also pro brain implant, but not from Elon Musk and not yet. It's not ready yet. I don't think it's necessarily going to be a bad thing to have a chip in your brain that makes your brain better. I just don't want Elon Musk doing it. I do not trust that man. I can't imagine why I wouldn't trust that man. Dating age. Okay, so Just don't. Just don't date. No, dating is like such a fucking goddamn shit show. Sharpshooter eye implant? That sounds super cool. My official Canadian tour guide. I haven't not been to a lot of places in Canada, so I don't know if you actually want that. Um, Dating age. So I don't. I really don't think there's much of a point in dating in high school, personally. At least when I was in high school, I didn't value it. I can understand why people do value it, and I saw that a lot of the other teenagers around me had fun and had a good time, but it wasn't really for me. I didn't start dating until I was very tail end of high school. Um, so I didn't put a lot of value or a lot of stock into it. Um, I also that was just me personally. So I don't mean to lessen relationships. I just mean that I think there's a lot of pressure put onto teenagers as it is. And I also think that we don't do a very good job treating teenagers as adults. And I think that high school is a terrible place because we just basically take a bunch of hormone creatures and shove them in like sardines and then yell information at them that they then have to repeat back. And so I think the whole school system in that case is just boned. So I think trying to date and have like relationships in that time, people like put a really like high shelf of like date your high school sweetheart and marry your high school sweetheart and yada yada yada. I think we just need to stop doing that. Um Being a teenage girl sucks. Um when it comes to like there's ever have you ever watched The Breakfast Club? Fantastic movie by the way. Um Dating's a trap. When you're in your 20s, I think it's good to get experience, but I wouldn't take the relationship too seriously or like worry about marrying or anything like that until you're like in your late 20s. Um, However, if you're in your 20s, you should only date people who are also in their 20s. If you're in your 20s, unless you're like 28, 29, and you're dating like and you were dating somebody who was 28, 29 when you started dating them and then they become 30, sure, but I would say it's don't date people outside of that 10-year space within that 10-year space. Um as a general rule of thumb, just for the sake of just being cautious. Um I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm not saying never do it. I'm just saying that generally if you're 20, date people do not date anybody who's a teenager. Just if you really feel like you need to, wait until they are also 20. And don't groom them. Just be like, don't. Um if you're 30, also don't date somebody in their 20s. Just don't. Leave 20-year-olds to be 20-year-olds in their 20-year-old space. Um until we give teenagers more freedom and respect as human beings and let them be treated as adults, 20-year-olds get stuck in a really bad situation. So, I mean, date, but I wouldn't take it too seriously until you're old enough. But hey, the heart wants what the heart wants. So, more power to you. Yeah, don't if you're 21 and you're dating a 19-year-old, stop. Take a break for a year and say we'll see each other again when we're both 20. Oh. Yeah, see, you should have waited till she was 20. Or they were 20. I don't know their gender. You should have waited until they were 20. It would have been fine. I don't know. I don't know. I'm sorry. Making light of that. I apologize. Um, that's my general thoughts. Like I said, it's not a hard line. It's just a rough guideline of advice that I would give to young people that I would say don't worry about it. Is there any other ones you want me to touch on? Also, dating right now sucks. I don't know if it's just like a matter of like Covfefe being a thing and a matter of like Tinder is a thing. I have never touched Tinder. I don't have a Tinder profile that I know of. I don't have like a Bumble profile that I know of. I have never done dating sites and dating apps. I do not know. I do not my shtick. Um I just go to the bar. I'm a meet people at the bar kind of gal. You want to have real fun dating? Go to a church. That's hella fun. I don't know anything about Leninism. Leave me alone. Smitty's being mean to me. Some of these I would have to actually go and form an opinion on. I don't know what Leninism or Meninism is. I understand feminism, and I'm guessing Meninism is feminism, but I don't know what kind of feminism we're talking about here. Have a good night, Michael. Have a good sleep. Me, so your God's bullshit, right? Anyway, are you single? Listen, you can definitely meet like people at church for sure. Like there's parts of church that are absolutely like just all about go to okay, so on Sundays in the afternoon, a lot of people will go for lunch after church service. So go to like your local like store that has like a big breakfast lunch, like a brunchy place, and you can absolutely go and meet people at those places. For sure. It's like a huge ass social event. Hey, listen, you don't have to go to the church. I'm just saying. There you will find people. Um you can also where to meet people. The bar is the classic. Meeting people at the library can be nice. If it's not like don't be awkward and weird. Just in general, just don't do that. If you think you're going to be awkward and weird, don't. Just reconsider your options. But there is something to be said for like meeting people at a library. You just need to be like cautious about like when you're approaching somebody at a library. I don't know if I would ever date anybody I met in a mall. That sounds awful. That ugh. Dating at work is kind of wonky, so I'd be cautious about any kind of workplace relationships unless you've got someplace like unless you got a backup plan. Like a different department or something like that. That's a big old bunch of yikes. Um, if your city has like a downtown, you can just like instead of like mall crawling, you can just go downtown and just see like if there's like sitting on the patio. You can absolutely like sit at a restaurant patio and meet people. Um, you can meet people at conventions as well. Like if you have a hobby, you go to like the hobby store of that thing, you can find people. Full Metal Alchemist is an anime that has a guy named Scar. He has a sleeve tattoo that I want. As a as a woman, would it make me more or less scary? I don't remember what his. I know who you're talking. Like I know the character, but I don't remember what the tattoo looks like. No, I'm typing the wrong spot. Hold on. Scar Full Metal Alchemist. Oh, that was easy. Are you? Do you want the whole sleeve, or are you just looking for a part of it? Because it's got like a whole ass thing. I need answers. I'm just kidding. I don't date. I met Manya at CheshCon. We were both wearing our Chesh World Goblin hats. Hey, listen, if you want Goblin merch, it is in a link down below. You can go and buy Goblin merch if you want. I got mugs, I got t-shirts and tank tops and hoodies. If you want a hoodie, just don't buy anything that black. Don't buy any of the black. The black doesn't work for some reason. For me, it shows that it works, but if you ordered it, apparently it doesn't work. Don't buy anything in black. Yeah, do you want the whole sleeve? Yeah, all of it. I think that some people would find it intimidating. I think that's a reason to do it. Maybe that's just me, though. Maybe that is just me. Oh, hey, listen. I'm out and about. Just don't be weird. Yo, Ash, you are a unique case. I'll give you that one. You are definitely a unique case. Meeting people is easy. You just have to walk a couple of miles down a dirt track, a couple more down a country road, another at a bus stop. Get to the bus to town, have a few drinks, then invite them to walk 5 miles back up a mountain. Ooh, I like Jack's laws. I like your thought process. I like your thought process. I'm here for it. I think if you want it, you should go for it. Because I think the people that you're gonna be looking for aren't gonna find it intimidating, or they're gonna find it intimidating in the right way. Yeah, I totally would. Space colonization dating. What space colonization dating? What would that even look like? That sounds like a nightmare. That sounds like a nightmare creature that I would not want to deal with in any capacity at all. Keep that shit away from me. It sounds terrible. You have to date somebody that you live with in an incredibly confined space with nowhere to go, who might space eject you. No. Find people to date on Twitter. Don't do that. Don't listen to me. Any thoughts on J.K. Rowling? I have many thoughts on J.K. Rowling, and I refuse to talk about them in public. That is a fight that is a situation, and it is so nuanced. Well, I shouldn't say that. That's not even this is too much. I think that I think there's a lot to be talked about, and I think there are a lot of good examples and lessons to be learned from that whole situation, and I don't think I'm the right person to have that conversation. I think that there are voices out there that are more valuable than mine when it comes to the J.K. Rowling person. I also see a lot of back and forth about whether like the idea and concepts of separating art from the artist. And I would love to have that conversation. I'm probably focus it on someone besides J.K. Rowling, because I think there are better examples. Um, Thoughts on the J.K. Rowling Kingdom Hearts Naruto collab? Fuck you. How could you do this to me? I feel so attacked. I have many thoughts on. I know how to fix Naruto, and I don't know how to fix Kingdom Hearts. Um, I know how to fix some things in Kingdom Hearts, but not all of it. It's ugh. Nope, not doing it. Not doing it. You can't make me. Can't make me talk about Kingdom Hearts. Yeah, I haven't looked too much into the new Harry Potter game that much. I've seen some screenshots of it. I saw some of the marketing, like as in they have buses that are plastered with Hogwarts houses. H.P. Lovecraft is a go-to for art/artist separation. Yeah, yeah. H.P. Lovecraft is a good example of that. There's an anime called Recovery of an MMO Junkie. I'm pretty sure is what it's called, and it was written by somebody who's like, yeah, big old fucking yikes. The anime is very good, and the story has none of that in it. Um, so and an anime is definitely more than just the sum of its parts, right? So, like, if one person was a piece of shit, does that devalue the entire franchise, or does that devalue the entire product, right? So, if you were to put it to Harry Potter and J.K. Rowling, you would say, okay, so J.K. Rowling is a piece of shit. Um, is everybody who worked on this game going to be punished for that? And and maybe they need to, them as individuals don't need to be, but maybe the company needs to get kicked in the ass. You know what I mean? Yeah, Ziggy, they were kidding. Hmm. I want to get a tattoo that says I was murdered by blank. Then all I gotta do is fill in the name. Oh yeah, you could totally like write it in. Keep a pen in your pocket. Hey, listen, pay artists. The best reason to pay artists, or the best example to pay artists is, or the most convincing argument to pay artists is Hitler. And we made it to Hitler. Time to end the stream. All right, I am, I am gonna get out of here. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. It is 9:30 now. I'm gonna get off. It's been a fun hour and a half hanging out with you guys. Thank you for just hanging out with me. This did end up being like just a super chill sesh of just whatever the fuck after a nightmare bunch of nonsense. Um, Maybe I'll come back and look at that list again another time. I'm going to get on out of here. Again, thank you so much for joining me. I don't know if you're a member. Thank you for being a member. If you're a Patreon, thank you for being a Patreon. Again, your names have been updated down below on the streams where they exist. They do not exist in this one. So it will be on Debate Hub and Dumpfic Friday. And hopefully our streams moving forward will function properly, and my computer will turn on tomorrow. We'll find out soon enough. I'm gonna have to spend like $1,000 on a new computer soon, so yippee for me. I don't know if I'm gonna start like a GoFundMe for that or not. Maybe I will. That might be a good idea. I don't know. I'll have to think about it. I might actually ask for help on that one. Um, I do my best to not ask for anything from you guys except for like, liking and sharing and thanking you otherwise. So, back to it. Thank you so much for joining me. I will be back soon. I don't know if that'll be no, I won't be back tomorrow. Thursday. Thursday is the next stream. Follow me on Twitch for that. It will be art. We will be finishing up the last of the Pokemon pets to Pokemon, and it'll be Alicia's lovely fur baby. And I'm gonna get the hell out of here. Egghead, if you're still with us, I hope you're safe in Texas with your snow. And Michael, I hope you have a good sleep. Get off. You keep talking when you say you're not gonna talk and you're trying to take a nap. Go take a nap. And let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!